Okay, so like, I don't know what happened with that video, uh, the understanding transgender. That video was originally like 14 minutes long, but for some reason it's only saying it's 5 minutes long. I don't know why, besides the fact that my computer's messed up or something. I don't know. Anyways, as I was saying, there's a lot of things that people don't understand about transgender, and hopefully after watching that video you'll be able to understand transgender a little bit better, and maybe you'll be able to relate to someone who's transgender in a way of being able to understand the terminology. Like, one of the terms that was left out on that first video is HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy. BA is breast augmentation. GRS or SRS are all part of sexual reassignment surgery, which I started to get into it in the end. It cut me off right at the end there, so that sucks, but I really don't feel like trying to read that whole paragraph all over again. It's late, and if you guys have any questions or comments, just leave a message and I'll get back to you. I hope you have a good night or good morning whenever you guys are watching this. I think the problem with the video not taping the whole thing is because it's Friday the 13th. Just joking. But anyways, yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments or want to understand more or know someone who's going through a transition, or you're going through a transition yourself and you just need to be able to talk to someone that can relate to it, because even if you're not going through a transition, if you know someone who is going through a transition, you're going through a transition in a way, to an extent, because if you're supporting and if you care for the person, or if you just want to give your support to them or their family or something, and you're just trying to understand them, refer to them as their preferred gender, not their birth gender. That will make their day, and you actually become closer to them than you probably were before. And at the same time, like, don't be afraid to ask questions, and just have some couth about how you ask the questions. Don't be straight up perverted about it, because that's offending to anyone on any level. Just remember, they're still the same person. The only difference is they're letting their true self come out to be seen, instead of this front that they've put on for however long to conform to society's ways, or however, whatever the reasoning may be. Each and every one of us have our own reasons. Just treat them as they prefer to be treated. Respect them the way you ask them to respect you. Don't get offended if they flip out on you over you disrespecting them by referring to them as their birth gender instead of their actual gender, or preferring to call them in their original name compared to the name they go by now. Like, it's not that hard. I mean, especially if they're on hormones and that, on HRT, over time you're definitely seeing a big difference, and the person that you knew before is gone. However, their personality still is the same in a lot of ways, only from the opposite gender, and they're still the same person they were before. The only difference is they're actually getting to express themselves for who they are and how they are. treat them with respect and refer to them as the gender that they prefer, and you can practically ask them anything and they will be able to answer you more honestly and openly, knowing that you respect them. And it's not that hard to say he for a female to male or she for a male to female. Sometimes you may have to just look at it as it's somebody completely different. That might make it easier for you to refer to them as their preferred gender, because I know it's rough in trying to get your brain to look at it as, okay, now they're a female, so I gotta call them she, whenever all my memories go back to as knowing them as a he, so subconsciously you're going to call them a he and not even realize it. So if you look at them as if there's someone completely different that you have to get to know, just like you'd get to know anyone when you first meet them, because in all reality you really are just meeting them for the first time and you're finally getting to know them. And even though you knew the person before, it's not the same person, even though it is the same person. Trying to understand them best would be to just look at them as the preferred gender that they are, as if they are a complete stranger and you're trying to get to know the complete stranger. And you'll actually get a lot further than trying to, oh well, that's the same old person that I know, but now there's someone different. Even though it's the same old person you know, it's someone completely different, correct? So try to get to know them as if they're someone completely different. And then, I mean, yeah, you always have the memories of them before, and then once you are adjusted to it and able to handle it, it'll actually bring you closer to them, and also maybe open their eyes up on how you feel about yourself and how you respect yourself and how you look at yourself. Maybe they'd be able to relate to you better and be able to have more feelings and compassion and anything towards you. I mean, there's so many different circumstances out there. But yeah, I just like you'd help a drug addict by trying to get them off drugs. You help a transgender person by accepting them for who they are instead of who you used to know. So I hope this has helped people out, and I do look forward to making more videos, but it's late at night for me, so I'm going to bed. Good night, and happy YouTubing.